when they take a look at me, all they see is a menace to society. That's why I'm yelling the world defiantly. Wow. Hey, man. Wow. Wow. That's pretty dang good. Hey, man, I went to the K Dot concert, Kendrick Lamar Duckworth, Saturday, May 31st, 2025 in Las Vegas, Nevada. This was not my intention to start this segment of Ant Wild talking my not my intention at all. Just the music moved me, so I'm going here real quick, and then we'll get to where we're going real quick, and then we'll be up out of here real quick. Pause, I think. I feel like I should say pause in that. I don't know why. The K Dot show, I hadn't been to a Kendrick concert before. I'm an enormous Kendrick Lamar fan. Pause, I think. But yo, I'm a big K Dot fan. Thank you for being a young person, you know what I'm saying, that appeals to the young, that talks that what you talk, walk that how you walk it, do it how you do it. It's a space, whether he's your favorite or not. We nobody can disagree that it's a space that absolutely, thank God it's occupied. Thank God it's represented on a big stage like that. It from a community standpoint for cats such as myself who pride themselves on the art of really just bringing it. Pause. No. Whatever. Uh, it's grateful that people like him are in the space, and there's plenty of more. You know what I'm saying? I could start naming other names, but then I'm gonna forget names, and I'm gonna go back and be like, I want to say this name, and then it'll turn into a name show. Yeah, you know what I mean? But there are plenty of other people. I obviously will mention them, just in my times and travels through us doing this. I know I've been off a little bit, but there's a lot going on. July 26th, 2025, speaking of Las Vegas, Nevada, July 26th, 2025, 8 p.m. The space. Buckle your seatbelt. Lisa Renee. It's a reimagination of a one woman show. It's her journey from the beginning to where she's at now and everything in between in a very artistic way. Ant Wild, your boy, is an executive producer and the music director, and it is off the chain. So speaking of that, right? July 26, 2025, buckle your seatbelt. Here we come. So I was in Vegas. And there was a reason I went on that tangent. I can't remember, but it was a good point. But I went on that tangent because I had to do that. I had to plug that. So sorry, it is what it is. Hell, Ruth. But he occupies the space. I think I said that. Speaking of the space, something like that. I don't know. Well, I digress, and we move on. But he occupies a space that, whether you where regardless of what you think, man, thank God artistically we got somebody who represents that place. And that's what I was saying. Name dropping, like I can name plenty of names that do. He's not the only one, but man, the fact that he's as big as he is, and man, the fact that he continues to come with it, he stays relentless with it. He knows how to appeal to the people, but he keeps it on the level to be celebrated. Man, it helps. It helps. It helps, man. I promise you. I am grateful as a person who's, again, August, we got buckle your seatbelt. Right after that, like I told you, we going right into the album release for me. It's probably going to be first, second week of November that we're going. You guys are going to get the details. I'm literally working on that as we speak. So the minute I get it locked in, everybody be knowing I'll be on here a lot more often, as I'm going to be a lot more often to even build up to buckle your dang seatbelt because it's off the chain. Um, but so he occupies that space. We occupy that space. You'll see that when you go see the play. For those that come, man, you're going to be for an experience. You'll see that Lisa occupies that space. The creativity occupies that space. So for somebody to be that big, back to the show. And again, this is just impromptu. This was not a part of it. I'm gonna have to reorganize my agenda when I post it because this wasn't in it. But you know how I do. We organic with it, so we going with it. Uh, but it was a man, dude. Listen, I've seen my share of shows, and I'm not saying I've seen everyone. I'm not even gonna front and say I've seen everyone because I haven't, especially just, as music has evolved, times evolved, ticket prices evolve, all the things. I just haven't seen everyone, especially on the, more newer tip. And these are favorites. Kendrick Lamar is absolutely one of my favorite artists to ever live. I should have been seen him before I saw him on May 31st, 2025. I've been a fan since you started making a name. I've been a fan. I've been watching and listening to you since. I should have been seen a concert of his. So it's not when I say that, there's plenty of people I should have seen. I should have seen a Drake concert by now. I should have seen a Beyonce concert by now. You know what I'm saying? I haven't. I should have. And like those are just concerts you need to see. Don't let Outkast come back on here. Andre 3000 Big Boy, if you ever see this, I'm talking to you. The minute you say we're gonna go do it one more time, I don't even care where it's at. If you are gonna do a full scale Outcast, even if it was 3 dates, if you guys did 3 dates in Atlanta at Piedmont Park, I've actually seen you, Andre 3000, at Piedmont Park last year around May 31st. It was your birthday, whenever your birthday is, and you did the flute thing at Piedmont Park. Man, Piedmont Park was cracking, man. Hey, go and see my when you go to my Instagram, Ant Wild 3 a.m. or my Facebook, Ant Wild the Takeover, you'll see that. If we go to May of last year, late May, it was the Monday, it was on Memorial Day. So whatever day Memorial Day fell on last year, I want to say it was around May 30th, 31st, but who knows? I don't know. I digress. That dang show that I did see. So I should have seen, that's where I went on that. Outcast, if they ever say I'm going again. Beyonce did the Cowboy Carter when she was near me in SoFi. I just it didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what the show was gonna be. I didn't know if it was gonna be straight Cowboy Carter. I didn't know what it was gonna be. I know Cowboy Carter is the thing, so you gotta, that's part of the promotion. But I just wanted to see a B show. You know what I mean? So and it just didn't work out. That's why I didn't go. But there's plenty of people I haven't seen. I know even guys that I don't listen to a whole lot that I recognize are dope. I just haven't listened to a whole lot, like Post Malone. I'm sure his shows are crazy. Travis Scott, I'm sure his shows are crazy. Don't listen to him a lot. Don't dislike either one of the artists. They're very creative, do their thing, all the stuff. Sometimes you just don't get to everybody, right? But you can still admire and respect. You just don't get to everybody in the quicker time than others. But like the artists are dope and the way the people react. So again, I'm not saying I've been to everything. That's my point. My point is, I'm not saying I've been to everything, especially as far as a lot of the youngers. I should have been seeing all the people I've named. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I have seen a lot of people though, is my point. I still have. And I know this stuff. I know this stuff. When there's certain feelings you have when people react to a show a certain way. And man, I tell you what, bro. Like, I almost wish I would have seen Kendrick in SoFi and seen him in Vegas because I wanted to see whose energy was higher. Because I promise you what, if Kendrick and SZA sit down right now and they tell you what it's hitting for, I'd be very, very surprised if they were like, man, if they ever had an interview and they said, what tour dates? What was one of your favorites? What was it? Just the energy was crazy ridiculous and the show was off the chain and you all just killed it. What show was that? I would be surprised if they didn't say Vegas or if Vegas wasn't top 2 or 3. Maybe SoFi, because obviously I heard that you can hear the A minor from point 0.8 miles away from the stadium. So that automatically tells you, you know what I'm saying? That SoFi, they brought it. I mean, it's K Dot. I mean, come on. I saw him in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Allegiant. And let me tell you something. Wow. Wow. I mean, I put it on the level of when I went and saw Prince. I saw Prince in 2011. Ironically, I think it was the same weekend. Now that I'm thinking about it, in fact, it was. That's crazy. That was Memorial Day weekend 2011. It was the Saturday before Memorial Day. So whenever you do check the date, I can check it now, but I don't want to because it's gonna stop my flow and I'm gonna get rabbit holish and start doing all kind of other stuff that I'm already doing, all kind of other stuff other than what I came on here for anyway. Hey, roof. But when I went and saw Prince, I remember looking around and I'm looking around, and a lady I was with at the time, and I was looking around, and I remember saying, like, I just had to stop and take a look around. Like, well, he came on talking about Prince Rogers Nelson, R.I.P. You talk about a goat, man. Woo wee, that brother right there. R.I.P. Thank you for existing and lending us everything you lent us while you were here. That's a blessing. You and Mike, I know you guys had your little sibling rivalry. I'm gonna say you siblings because when you're that great, it's a sibling. You guys are born out of the same cloth. You and Mike Jack born out of the same cloth. That's why you guys are always synonymous. It's all the things. So I'm saying sibling. I know y'all had y'all sibling rivalry, but man, am I grateful y'all existed, bro. Because man, when I went to that Prince concert, bro, oh dog. When I went to that Prince concert, bro, oh man, it was like he came out doing this thing, and I remember 2000, whatever the song was in his set, because it was still a little earlier, but it wasn't like first, second song, but it might have been like the fourth or fifth song, like 2000 party over with out of time. Okay. Bang, bang, it's all tonight, like it's not, take night out. I mean, that joint live. I mean, boo. I mean, I remember I had an aisle seat and I remember looking around and I remember being like, everyone in here is dancing. Like everybody got something going on. I mean, it's the spot in San Jose. That's the same place I saw Kanye at. Me and my man, Ricky Allen Glenn, pause. Me and my guy, we went, with a couple things and so it was his, you know, uh, it was his, his little princess's mother and her cousin. And and man, like saw Kanye there at that one. But when I was at the Prince, it was I was looking around and I'm like, everybody, I mean in the aisle, like, hey, I know y'all say whatever, and I know, hey, listen, I see a lot of things the young people be getting, the young guys and girls, y'all be out here dancing and doing your thing, getting it. I love it. I love that the dance culture is what it is right now. It's off the chain. Social media does help with that. I love it. But and I don't even want to say but because I don't want to discredit because a lot of the new stuff be cracking. I be watching the dance videos, so I'm hailing the young people on the dance tip right now. I'm not even being old whatever. I'm just saying back in the reason why I like a lot of what the new cats is doing is because y'all have, even though it's like new moves, it has the old school swing to it. Like when they be doing the Kendrick and I'm gonna get back to Kendrick, but I'm just rabbit holing right now and they like the TV off drops and you be seeing the little dance videos. Oh man, that's cracking. So, but it has the old school bop, and I'm saying that to say, hey, at the Prince concert, I mean, they was in the aisles. We was in the aisles. We was in San Jose, so the Oakland Cats is in there. You know what I mean? So our Sacktown in there, hey, we in there. So we getting the old school bop, but we putting the NorCal on it. We 2000. It was stomping. It was slumping in there. I remember telling my queen as we're watching the K Dot concert, I said, this is like, cause she's just like, this is crazy. And I'm like, this is bananas. Like the energy, the show, like everything was just killing you, right? And there was points where I just stopped, like once, cause he comes out. Well, I don't want to ruin the whole show, so I'm gonna be respectful to K Dot. But after the intro, I'll just say this one part. Sorry, K Dot. But after, there's videos everywhere, my brother. But I ain't gonna give away the whole show. That's not, what I mean. I ain't gonna do that to you. But I'm right now. This is a review of the show, so I got to talk about certain things. But he comes out with whacked out, right? And then the second song. It's like the album. I think the second song was Squabble Up. Either it was the second one or the third one. But man, when that Squabble Up dropped, I mean the The MC coordinated. I was stargated. Let go, so I need all my baby apple. Don't come looking for the broccoli box. I mean, it was bopping in that thing, Mike. I'm talking about that's what it was like. Just as the show went on, I remember just looking and telling her, like, dog, like this is like Prince stuff. Like I've seen great shows where it's cracking everybody, but I'm just talking about the full scale, like everybody. It didn't matter what, man. I'm telling you what, this is why hip hop, this is why we need to protect hip hop. Can I speak to y'all real quick? And I vow to try and do my part to do this as you guys know me more, know my music more, content more, and all that kind of stuff. But I'm gonna tell you, man, hip hop, there's nothing else on planet Earth. I don't care what anybody says, nothing else on planet Earth unites people like hip hop. Nothing. It's everyone in that thing, man. It's whites, it's blacks, it's my Latinas, it's my Asian folk. You know what I mean? It don't matter what you were. It don't matter how old you were. There's people in our age group, and not just me, like a bunch of us. There's a bunch of young people. There's a bunch of in-betweens. There's a bunch of females. There's a bunch of men. There's a bunch of every single thing, man. You in Allegiant and it's sold out. So you're, what are you talking about? 40, 50, and 50 racks in there? I don't know what it was, 60 with the concert. I don't know what the concert, how much it is, but I'm just saying it's racked out in there, man. And I'm talking about every single person you can think of is in there. It's the thing. It shut Vegas down. I was telling my queen, I was telling, my boy Ricky, you know what I'm saying? He was out there. My sister, Candace Sand, shout out, everybody that went, Adrian Spider, Ricky's queen, Sienna, everybody who went. And then all the Iola, what's my girl's name? Oh, I want to say Patrice that went with her. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name. But anyway, but it was like everyone's in there and it shut the place that, like, when we got in the cab, that was one of the things the cab driver asked. Now the cab driver wasn't in our demographic at all. You know what I'm saying? Like I think our first one was like a white dude, older white dude, just driving Uber, doing his thing, being a cool cat, existing in the world with good energy. And he was just like, "Oh yeah, you guys going to the K Dot concert? The Kendrick concert? Like, you guys here for the concert? Like, you're in Vegas. So much goes on in Vegas. There's people everywhere. We're talking about Vegas, and for it to be the topic of conversation for literally everybody from every walk of life that we ran into, at some point in time, somebody was asking me, "Oh, you guys here for the concert?" It's like the Olympics. I'm not trying to make it that big, but I'm just saying, like, it's like that. Like, if something were that monumental that we're in town, right? Like, if somebody were that monumental were in town, like that was the talk amongst everybody, amongst everything going on. He was the talk of that town in Vegas. So that alone and that energy carried into that damn stadium, man. And I mean, and I'm talking about, so now you have every single walk of life. That's why I'm highlighting that. And everybody was on the bop. You know what I'm saying? It didn't matter what you were. It didn't matter who you were, where you were from, all the kinds of things. Heck, if you called somebody a black tar baby a week ago, I don't know about it now. It don't matter. You in here bopping the Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? If you did whatever you did, it don't, well, however you feel about whoever. Because when you got that many people in there, although everybody's cool, somebody got to feel some way about something. Somebody gonna have a different view than you. But guess what? We in here for the sake of being in here. The vibe got us in here. And you know what that vibe is? Hip hop. And you know who that is? Who did that? K Dot. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. Like, it's, so that's why we got to be more. And this was I've included everybody, but the portion of us protecting hip hop is for the real, for the people out here. The people that got some, and I plan to be one of them, one of the platform builders, one of the platform spokesmen. That's the goal, to get to that place where your opinion matters. For those that have that place and your opinion is of preserving hip hop, we need you to stay active, because it's there's no other cure for racism, classism, anything. There's no cure for it than arts and music, and no bigger music has been more instrumental in that at its core than hip hop. So we got to preserve this thing, man. We have to preserve it. We got to keep the real in line. Everybody gonna do their thing and all what it is, but we got to keep the real in line. We got to keep them in the game, man. That's for all of us. That's for everybody. And again, as an artist, I vow to do that to you. Lisa Renee vows to do that to you. July 26th, buckle your seatbelts. The Space, 8 p.m. Lisa Renee is the big star of it. Ant Wild is helping assist with that. I'm helping to put the flame to the fire for it to ignite. I did find another way to plug that. That wasn't my intention, but I'm just saying that's our responsibility to y'all. We giving these some of these crumbs. Come chew on it. That's one of my lines in the album. Come chew on it. Thank you for providing that. Again, I'm not saying I've been to everyone. I know, listen, yeah, Post Malone, I know he be in like Brazil at the big festivals, be 100,000 people in there just rocking and rolling. I know they do. You know what I'm saying? I know Travis Scott, Astro World, they be in there rocking and rolling. So I'm just, but I'm saying as far as that shit, excuse my language, YouTube, sorry. But as far as that shit, man, K Dot, that was amazing. That was amazing. I mean, everything, the energy in there. I mean, it was dog. I mean, every single word to every song, like the whole crowd is rapping every single word, every song, man. That's, you know what I mean? Martin has a dream. You can hear that. All my life, I want money and power. Check my mind. Have a ghost child. He will, like everyone. I mean, and it's the whole time, man. It's the whole time, son. And it was a good thing going with SZA. It was very smart putting SZA in there in the way that she is, because the girls love SZA. I mean, everybody loves SZA. SZA had that thing bouncing, son. When SZA came on, it was bouncing. It's a little more low tempo, obviously, more of the R&B vibe, obviously. The newer style, the newer version, she got that slide on it, you know. But man, they in there slapping, bro. It ain't just the girls, the cats is in there slapping, man. When they did that 30 for 30, man, that thing was rocking in there. You know what I mean? That was rocking in there. Like it was, and then it allowed Kendrick to get in that bag too, to play along with that, right? So now, because they did sets, they do boom, boom, but then they intertwine too. So then on one, it allows Kendrick on some of his stints to get into other bags, speaking of bags, the money trees, the loves and those songs, you know what I'm saying? Like the Mad Cities and you know what I mean? The Dodger Blue, you know what I mean? Man at the Gar, you know what I mean? And allowed him getting that bag, and now he swagged out in that thing. Oh man, and then brought it all the way. And then Scissors, at her progression started getting a lot more edgier and woo woo woo. She had the, you know what I mean? Like the guitars come out and kill the game. Had all the elements to it, the theatrics behind it with the screens, man. It was a really good show, bro. All the way around. All the way around. All right. That was well done, K Dot. Well done. Salute. Artist to artist, brother. Salute you, man. That was a good one. That was good. It was a really good show. Killed it. Energy was crazy. The transitions, the flows, the professionalism, the breath control, right? For us MCs out here who wanna, you know what I mean? Like it's a lot. You know me, I want to run and judge. For those that do know, I want to run it, and y'all will find out. But of course, I would like to run and jump across stage. Man, it's like, of course, you know. But unless I'm like the great, awesome Busta Rhymes, and I can have a permanent person, or sometimes it might be, I want somebody with me like that too. I would if I had a like Busta having a split star around, on every show, having that be part of the act. Yeah, Ice Cube, Dub C, I get it. I would prefer that. You know what I'm saying? I would, because it just allows you to kind of, but I do understand as I've gotten older, I would. So I would still prefer that. Let me just say that. But as I've gotten older, I do understand I do understand why an artist like K Dot would be out there on the dolo. I've embraced it more too. And so now, you know, especially over the years since moving down here to Long Beach, like because I was in Long Beach, normally I would never perform without my man, Mark James Smith, my brother, our Mega Don. We got many underground classics and we got more to make, my bro. I'm gonna drag him out of retirement. He retired, but I'm gonna drag him out. I keep talking to him about it. He just don't know it, but he do know it. I'm gonna drag him out. That's all right. I'll go get it cracking. I'll go get it cracking, my brother. I'll make it an easy road for you to walk into. Him and my man Tyrese Cisco, St. Francis. I'm gonna get y'all. I'm gonna get y'all. I'll make the world easy to walk into. We ain't got to do it. You know what I mean? Like I get it. Life happens a certain way. I'll get it cracking and then come on in and then let's go. Uh, but I would normally not perform without Mark. You know what I'm saying? Most times, you know what I mean? But living down here, the first couple of times Mark came out, but the shows was coming. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Droops. Man, shout out to Droops. I can't remember his company name right now. That sucks. I'm sorry, Droops. Super cool cat, Droops. Has him at the observatory. Out the House Productions. So Out the House Productions, Droops, Out the House Productions. Shout out. Because I done did plenty of shows, you know what I mean, at the observatory, and just all kind of little stuff. Esperanza, man, was out here putting your boy on, you know. Super shout out to her, Esperanza. Wherever you are in the world, please reach out. I promise you, like, just there's prayers with you. If ever possible, reach out, man, because man, prayers with you. But so I couldn't perform with him all the time. You know what I mean? There was one time I performed at the observatory. John Shaft, shout out John Shaft from Pasadena. He came and rocked the mic with me. But other than that, I usually was just performing, dolo because I wasn't turning those shows down. So in that journey, I did understand I found something in that. And I do understand those that do it dolo. I do understand. I embrace that. I would still prefer to have someone, but I am totally fine doing it by myself. I've fully embraced it. I understand why all the things you have to adjust. It's an adjustment when you prefer to have someone, but it's done and you rock it. I mean, he rocked it, bro. Like he rocked it. I mean, like I said, the breath control, all that stuff. That was one of the most impressive things about the Super Bowl. Like like I get it. Everybody sings and dances and all that kind of stuff. But when you have to spit and project, pause, super pause. See, I can't even just talk the art of MC free, styling without pausing every goddamn where. But I understand how it sounds too. You know what I mean? I get it. Um, but the breath control, wow, super impressive. The breath control in the Super Bowl was super impressive. Uh, to have to project and spit, pause. See, again, I understand how that sounds, but I'm just saying, y'all. Um, and be attentive to everything. That's a lot, man. There's a reason you sweat. And when I get out the stage, I tell people like, man, I'm going to be sweating when I'm done. Cause I'm up there. I don't play about the performances, bro. Which is why I'm giving this one such a rave because whether it's somebody I like or not, if I'm looking, I'm always like, okay, yeah, I'd probably do this. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to look at the best and take all the good that they're doing and something that fits your flavor more that you feel like you would execute a certain way. Keep the level of what they're giving you, the inspiration they're giving you, and then you take that and run with it. You know what I'm saying? So that always is going to happen. But man, when you're at a show and there's not much you would change, as somebody like myself who's very observant and I don't want to use the word critical, but I'm watching the show. When I go to show, and anybody, if you ever see me at your show, I'm watching it. Trust me. I'm watching it. You know what I mean? Like even if I'm off talking or something, I'm watching the show. You know what I mean? So um I was watching the show and I was just taking it in. It was magnificent. So kudos and shout out, man. Kudos and shout out. What a way to cement a run. What a way to cement a run. Super dope way to cement a run. Speaking of submitting a runs, and I got to do this quickly because I got to get up out of here now. See, I've been talking 30 minutes about the show. I'm supposed to be talking 30 minutes about this. But anyway, I'll get to it real quick and we'll have some fun with it. But speaking of cementing a run, the reason why I got on here, I was like, this is the perfect time to jump back on because the Pacers, after literally being down all game long, came back to win. The shot Tyrese Haliburton took, the step back he took, elbow jumper that he took, and I'm gonna get to that too. The step back elbow jumper he took to take the lead at 111, 110 was the first lead Indiana had all day. And when he hit the shot, there was zero point 0.3 seconds left on the clock. So for 59 minutes, no, I'm sorry, not 59. I'm thinking football. Hot, hot, hot. For 47 minutes, 59.7 seconds, OKC had the lead in that game. Indiana had the lead for 0.3 seconds. And all game, it was looking like this time the well has run dry. Doesn't mean that the series was over, but this time the well has run dry. You're not getting back out of this one. It just had that feeling. The others that came when they came back, even the first game in New York, like as I'm sitting here watching it, me and Twizzle, shout out to Twizzle, as we're sitting here watching it, I'm like, I don't know. I feel like there's action. You know how you just kind of feel like there's some action? I felt like there was action. I didn't really feel that action today. Pause, I think. You know what I'm saying? Got to pause on everything nowadays. Pause on a pause. I didn't really feel that action today. But they kept getting stops. And they kept hitting shots. And I'm not just talking about the art of hitting shots. See that's why I wanted to jump in. I'm actually talking about the game, but as a whole message to the NBA. Again, you met my first one. I was talking. I was how I went from critical earlier in the year, and then the playoffs started, and it was like completely like 180. Like, oh my God, this is some of the best basketball I've seen, and especially in the playoffs in years. Like, you got rivalries renewed, you got attitude back in the lane. Back in the league. There's a lot of confrontation, right? And in that confrontation, it's because every possession is valued. So now the proximity of the game tightens a bit. And guess what happens when things are tightened? Pause. But guess what happens when things are tightened, when the space is tightened? Pause. I think. I don't know. Can't tell anymore. But when the space is tightened, right? Now there's conflict. Because you made a move, you bumped into me. You know, there's all those little, hey man, hey, man, watch out now. Hey, now, wait a minute, it's not my fault you bumped into me and lost a collision. You know what I mean? You lost a collision. You know what I mean? Don't get on me. What you trying to say then? Let's go again then. Don't be out here because you lost. I'm here again next possession. And that's what's happening. Even in the times where there's not a lot of verbal stuff talk, the body language is speaking as such. And I love it. It's been a phenomenal playoff run. And the finals has started off phenomenally with drama. Because when the game is played like that, as I said earlier in the earlier video, now there's drama. Now it's compelling because every possession means something. Shea Gildress, MVP, shout out everything because Shea a cold boy. That boy cold. He cold. They got the ball. Pacers down 110, 109 because they got the ball because they said Siakam wasn't fouled. Indiana challenged it. They said he wasn't fouled. They said incidental contact. Not really mad, but I was surprised that they didn't call that a foul. Personally, because the body contact is what forced Siakam to fall. But they said it was incidental. And I'm not super mad at that. I'm not super mad at it. And I know we're human. But then if that's what it's going to be, then let's do our best to keep it a little consistent. And for the most part in the playoffs, they have been letting them play. And that has contributed to the attitude that we see, to the enthusiasm that we see, the care, right? The care of it, which is why it was disappointing when Ant-Man, who I absolutely love, an enormous fan, but I heard Kenyon Martin talk about this, and I agree with this sentiment in the standpoint of, yo, man, when you lose, I understand, man, no, I'm cool, but no, that's not compelling. Well, because we this is why we watch. 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 Hey, this is why we watch. This is why we watch. Hey, this is why we watch. This is why we watch. You know what I mean? I don't want to watch a product where the people don't care. You know what I'm saying? They just showed the 30 for 30 with Reggie and the Pacers Knicks days. And when they lost in game 7, he in the locker room crying and shit. And I thought of Ant-Man. I'm not saying you got to do all that. That's not what I'm saying, my brother. But I'm just saying, like, nah, man. Yeah. Because that's going to translate in how you play. If you care like that, you're going to play like you care like that. And then you're going to be playing against other dogs that care like that. And guess what? Now we got a dog fight, which is why it's called a dog fight. Now we got a dog fight. Now let's go. Right? Now let's get it cracking. And what I'm saying is the NBA has done a phenomenal job. I'm talking about just the quality of play since the playoffs have started. Man. And so that leads me to my point. One of my points. I want to break the game down more, but I do have to go. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna have to come back and do a part 2 or something, or maybe after game 2, because I'm gonna do one of these after each game. So maybe after game 2, I can touch on this part more. Just the game 1 and the game 2 drama and all that thing. But what I'm saying is keep it up throughout the series. OKC, that's a big one to drop. That's a big one to drop because I said I was feeling like Indiana was in danger because I was saying during the game, like, yo, and no disrespect, I'm not talking about this isn't even about the Knicks. So I don't want the Knicks fans to get on me. When I was saying this ain't the Knicks, I wasn't even talking about the Knicks. I was really more talking about going to the well one too many times and thinking that you can come back every game. So it wasn't even about the Knicks. It's just when you play these quality teams, you did it against Boston, super quality team. Hell, you did it against Milwaukee. Let's start through the whole thing. You did it against Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? Especially being down Tyrese Haliburton, doing that, making that last drive on Giannis. And then there was another game where you did it. You did it against Cleveland, right? There was a couple games in there. Probably shouldn't have won, but you did because you stayed. You did it against Boston. Couple games you probably shouldn't have won, but you did because you stayed the course. You did it against New York, right? You did it against New York. Stayed the course. No. The Knicks beat Boston. I'm sorry. I knew that didn't sound right. But you did it against the Bucks. You did it against the Cavs. You did it against the Knicks. And the Knicks have been doing it to everybody else. And you did it against the Knicks. So what I'm saying is now you're against the Thunder. It's really more about going to the well too many times. So when I said it's not the Knicks, I wasn't even really talking about the Knicks per se. I'm just saying, yo, you're playing these super quality teams at some point in time. That's not going to continue to happen, most likely, unless it happens, which is what it did. So shut up, Anthony, pretty much. I still stand by what I said. I still can't think. And to Indiana's defense, it's not like they're purposely being down. That's actually where I'm giving them the credit. They played not very well today and beat a very good team. The Thunder is hella good. And you didn't play well. You had well over 20. You had 20 turnovers in the first half. And you found a way to win against a very good team who had a very good game. The Thunder played great for the most part. Obviously, there's certain stretches, but the Thunder played well. Even when the Pacers came back, the Thunder didn't play bad. They didn't turn the ball over, right? They just weren't as timely in their execution, and Indiana was. Tyrese Haliburton had 14 points, and he's heralded as the hero, but he should be because every time he's been the hero. You know what I mean? Like, wow. Game 2 is going to be very interesting. This is a very interesting series, and it's really interesting now that Indiana won the game one, especially in the fashion that they did. It's really gotten interesting now because OKC is so good. If they would have came out and won steamrolled, then they would have came out and won game two. Indiana probably would have won one game. It's 2-2, 1-1-1. It'd even be different if it was 2-3-2, because then Indiana would have three in a row at home. That could make it a little more interesting, but 2-2, 1-1-1, game five, you probably get them up out of here just like you did the Timberwolves. But now that you won game one, now we got a Denver OKC kind of scenario, right? Now we got a Denver OKC kind of scenario. And that win games, that was one of the funnest matchups. That one, all of the Knicks ones were good. The Knicks Pistons one was really good. The Knicks Boston one was really good, especially up until Tatum got hurt, but even still Boston came back and won. You know, the Knicks Pacers was really good. It's a really good series, right? So this series now has a chance to be, but the Knicks, I'm sorry, the Thunder Nuggets was good like that. So because now it's equalized. So now with this, the whole spirit is equalized. The whole spirit of the game. I thought OKC made. I thought Coach went small, and obviously it did pay dividends, but I think you eliminated a lot of your strength. I can't think of the coach. I always struggle with his name. Coach of OKC, Coach Dagnall. If I'm butchering it, I'm so sorry. He's a dope coach. I'm sorry if I can't. I struggle with his name for whatever reason. But I thought even in the starting of the game, I thought that he started small. He started number 22, who hadn't started. Like, why would you eliminate your advantage? Like the double bigs, you have two flexible bigs. Pause. Shit. Pause. But you have two versatile bigs who are legitimately bigs. Like they do big things. Pause, I think. But they do big things. Like they block shots, they rebound, they're tall, they play defense, they guard they protect the rim, and they're versatile. They can get out and guard multiple positions. Harkenstein can hit the little floater. Obviously, check and score from anywhere on the floor. You're not bogged in, so to speak. Like everybody's scared of the old school way, like it's bogged in. Well, first of all, you got the bigs and you're not bogged in. So now you have those two bigs who have to compete with Miles Turner and Pascal Siakam. Those are going to be the biggest, and especially in the crucial moments. I just thought that you possibly eliminated an advantage, right? Because one of the ways the Timberwolves beat the Lakers is because, and I like JJ Redick. I think he's a dope coach, all that. I do think he probably mismanaged the series in the sense that he made you made your oldest player, the oldest player in the league, be the biggest player in these lineups. Now you have long lineups, pause, but you got Luka Doncic, you got uh what's my man's name? Finney Smith, you got Rui. No, you got Luka, you got Austin Reeves, you got Rui, you got you got Luka, Austin Reeves, Rui, what's that? Finney Smith and LeBron. So those guys aren't short. Luka's 6'7", right? Rui 6'8", right? Austin Reeves 6'5", 6'6". Finney Smith about 6'5". LeBron 6'8", 6'9", right? So you're not small, but you're not big either. So now when you got Julius Randle, who's bigger than the biggest person you have on the floor, which is LeBron James, and you have Rudy Gobert, who's bigger than that person, that's a lot to contend with. So it's a lot of things you don't see in the stat sheet. It's shot changes, it's quality shots that you don't get a lot of shots at the rim. It's rebounds, it's loose balls, it's the height being imposed at every level that allows you to not be able to make certain plays because of the height, right? And so that was the Lakers' downfall in that series, which is why I pleaded to Jackson Hayes, like, yo, man, this was your time to make a bag. You're big, you're tall, you're 6'10", 6'11", you're long, you're rangy, athletic, you can play D, you can block shots. I don't think you're a bad free throw shooter. This was the perfect time for you because you could always be on the floor. Now you're always on the floor, a la Miles Turner, right? Now, Miles Turner has developed into a very good player, but that's why I compared them. You have the same kind of skill set. You'd have to do a lot of work to get to Miles Turner because Miles Turner has done a lot of work and he's very good at every area of basketball. Miles Turner he's a huge reason why the Pacers are good, and because he's big and tall. So now you eliminate that problem as well. But you got Pascal Siakam. What's Pascal Siakam? 6'9". Miles Turner 6'10", 6'11". Harkenstein's a legit 7 feet. Chet's a legit 7 feet, 7 feet 7'1". So now, and they're versatile. I just feel like down the stretch, maybe you made yourself a little too small, possibly. Maybe eliminated an advantage, right? I felt that. So we'll see, though. This is why you guys get paid the big bucks. So we'll see the adjustment. Here's the chess match, right? Here's the chess match. And when this style of basketball is being played, the chess match is now highlighted, possession to possession. That's where basketball has an advantage over every other sport. And I love all of them. I don't choose one over the other. Everybody knows I'm a basketball head, but I love them all. But basketball, just from a number standpoint, because you have so many possessions, there's so many different chess pieces that are going through each possession, especially when every possession is valuable as you're going through this game. So that's why when you get down to the wire of it, all that stuff starts to stack up. So now what is going this game? You know, how do you drive and penetrate? I'm telling you who the MVP of today was, and his stat sheet probably won't show it. But there's Neesmith and Newhill, the light skinned brother with the braid, plays dope defense. He was the MVP. It's not even about the score. It's the fact that he was consistently putting pressure on every single play, especially down the stretch in the second half. So you know what that does to your offense? That gives you so many more options because now the defense has to constantly watch him. Every single time he was coming down the floor, he was putting some sort of pressure on. You got to constantly pay attention to him now. He's not just sitting there. When he's just sitting there, or if anybody's just sitting there and you're just waiting to shoot, they're just going to take their chances. But now they have 5-on-4 in a lot of situations when you are constantly driving the pressure. You are going to create a shot for yourself or someone else, or you're going to get somebody on the move that's getting caught watching you. So now you might even get a hockey assist. You'll make this pass to get the other pass to get that person a wide open shot. There's so much that it does, right? And so I thought that was very important, especially down the stretch. It created a lot of movement. Then even on missed shots, it gives you chances for offensive rebounds. You get foul calls. You get a chance to go to the line, manufacture points. There was a lot that happened in there. So it's a very interesting series. I'm waiting to see how it plays out. I thought it was a really good addition to the series, the fact that the Pacers won. I'm not going for anybody. I just want a really good series. I want basketball to carry on its momentum of good hard-nosed basketball with super skilled and athletic talent. This is how I want the young talent to come in because you're getting the greats on the way out. LeBron, Steph, KD, and then James Harden, Kawhi. They're a little bit behind, but still on their way. You know what I mean? And then Kyrie and that age group. So you guys at 22, 23, 24, 20. This is y'all league here in a second, even if it's not now. Right, but it's you're responsible for bringing this on. So if this is a good representation, what I'm saying is keep it up. Let's not get into next season. I understand there's 82 games. I understand the whole thing, but let's get a little old school in us because these cats playing 82 games, they didn't like each other, so it didn't matter. You know what I mean? Because let's protect it. You heard me talk about protect hip hop. Let's protect this league. This is coming from an NBA ambassador, enthusiast. Let's keep it going because it's been a great product. So I had to jump on here. I got to go, y'all, but I had to jump on here. I talked way longer than I intended, but I have to go, but I had to get on here. It's been phenomenal. Let's keep it up. Buckle your seatbelt, July 26th, 2025, 8 p.m. The Space, Las Vegas, Nevada. I'll put a link in the description of this video. Click on it, buy your tickets, purchase it, come see a really good show. If you're near the area, if you're not in the area, come get on a plane and come see it. If you really want a transforming life experience, I challenge you. I challenge you. I challenge you. I challenge you. So great talk, good stuff. I'll be bringing this up. I plan to do one after the finals. game on Sunday. So if not Sunday, Monday morning. I got a lot going on. So we'll see, but I should be able to crank one out even if it's 30, 45 minutes. Let's keep this going. Let's keep it cracking. It's a lot more coming. Stay tuned. We are going to really, really enjoy some content, y'all. Let's get it cracking. Love, peace, hair grease. I should give you some on the way out of that monster, but I ain't going to. I'm going to make y'all wait. You dig? So I love y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Many more to come. Damn, I look kind of cute. Are you playing with it? I mean, yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah. Anyway, love, peace, hair grease. See y'all. I'm just realizing my whole name is on here. I meant to change that. I didn't. Oh well, y'all got the birth name today. It is what it is. Love y'all. Peace. Hey,